Howdy guys, welcome back to Franbo Chapter 3. It has been quite a while since I made a video for this game, but I want to get back into it and I definitely want to finish this game on my channel. So the last thing we did is we finished Chapter 2 and we were crossing that bridge and we ended up falling. And for the first part of this chapter, we're going to be playing as Mr. Midnight the Cat, and Fran is nowhere to be seen except for her clothes. As it turns out, though, once you talk to her dress, you find out that Franbo actually is turned into a tree. And you're probably thinking to yourself, why the hell is Franbo a tree? But that's all going to be explained shortly. In fact, there's a lot of stuff happening in this game right now that requires explaining. That's why the next 15 or 20 minutes of this video is probably just going to be dialogue. There's a lot of dialogue in this chapter, more than any other chapter. And there's a lot of stuff to explain, kind of like exposition and all stuff just relating to the storyline. So I would say if you're just watching these videos, kind of like a walkthrough for help with the puzzles, you could probably just skip this video. I'm just going to focus on getting through the dialogue and kind of getting caught up with everything that's going on. And I'm not going to be reading the majority of this. I'm just going to kind of be paraphrasing and kind of explaining everything in my own words. So Franbo is now a tree. And what happens was, I guess how they explain it is when she fell off the bridge, Franbo turned herself into a tree, kind of like a defense mechanism. Because if she fell as a human, she would have died, or she would have killed herself. So she turned herself into a tree, and how they explain it is this land right here that we're in, it's actually another reality. And there's going to be 5 different realities in this game, all of which are important. So more on that later. They talk more in depth about it a little bit later in this chapter. So I'll hold off on talking about that in depth for now. But you see this turnip and this tree walk over and start stabbing Franbo in the face. And we can't understand what they're saying either, so the first thing we want to do is we have to find her little Franny pack, her little purse. So that's just going to be in the map over to the right. And I guess you could say this is a puzzle. I actually got stuck here for a long time. I did not know what to do. So just walk over here to the right, and obviously you see your little Franny packs in the water right here. And obviously you just make the drawbridge go out in the water. But as soon as you go to cross it, it comes back to the land. And it's like, what do you do? Actually, what you have to do is you have to grab one of these crystals. Which, it doesn't look like you can interact with those. I just thought this was part of the background, so I didn't try to talk to him. But you're able to. You're able to grab one. And just as soon as you make the drawbridge go out, just shove the crystal in the gear so it stays. And as far as I know, that's going to be the only puzzle I'm going to show in this video. The rest is just going to be dialogue. So again, I'll try to make it fast, but there is a lot of dialogue to cover. And I was kind of debating not even showing this dialogue, but I do want to show everything there is to show in this game, and that kind of gets us on the same page as far as storyline goes. Okay, so now that we have our little purse, let's go ahead and show these guys a picture of Franbo's family. As you saw there too, we still have the crayon, we still have the knife, I think we still have the matches. And what else do we have? That little exterminator card we picked up in chapter 2, which we are going to be using in this chapter. Okay, so these two guys, they picked up Franbo in their flying boat and now are flying away to the castle. Now these two guys, they're actually here to help us out. In fact, everybody in this chapter is a good guy. They're all here to help us out. This is the king right here. He's a nice guy. There's going to be a doctor. There's going to be the whole town. Everybody's nice in this chapter. This is still a horror game. But chapter 3, it's like the nicest game ever. There's nothing scary that happens. It's all relatively peaceful. So this is kind of like a hiatus from the scary part of the game. But chapter 4 and 5 get back to the horror version of this game. So right here, the king is saying he's never seen a human looking like a tree before. So let's go ahead and say, let me explain. And then he says, "No need to speak, my child. The seed will show me everything." So, yeah, this guy just blows some spores in our face. That's going to make us grow a fruit. He's going to eat the fruit and then know everything there is to know about us. I guess that's how it works in this land. Oh, you know what? I don't think he actually eats it. I think he just looks at it. Not that it matters. Anyways, this game, I took a long break from it, obviously. And I took a break to play hide and seek, not hide and seek, Asylum by Tabumsoft. And I can't help but compare the two games. And, hide and seek, not hide, what do I keep saying hide and seek? The Asylum, they try so hard to make it a horror game, with all the chase scenes and all the scary scenery. But look how nice this game looks. This is still a horror game. It just seems like this game doesn't have to try as hard to be a horror game. So I do like that about this game. Not only that, but this game too, it just seems much more polished. It's got a better storyline. It's got better dialogue. It's got better artwork. Not to say that Tabumsoft games are bad games. I think that this game just has more resources because you have to pay for it. Let's go ahead and say, can you help me? It's too dangerous for us. Be careful with this dialogue too, because if you do pick the wrong option, it's just going to keep looping on you, which I might have done by accident. It's nothing detrimental happens. It just makes you repeat the dialogue until you get the right answer. So I think as long as you always pick the option on the left when it gives you the choice, you should be good to go, I think. So right here, let's say, help me get back home. And I think that was good. I think we missed all the dialogue. My name is Mr. Midnight. That is indeed a very pretty name. Do you think Fran should go back home? And then right here, too, the dialogue just goes back and forth with this going home thing for quite a while. I think Franbo even says it one more time. Yeah, please will you help me? Or, yeah, let's go with please will you help me? Why is this need of you going home so great? The seed told me your story. You don't have much to go back home to. There are many reasons, sir, but the most important is my aunt. She will protect me. So yeah, Franbo still has the aunt waiting for her back in her own reality, which she will come into play, I think in chapter 4 or chapter 5, or both of those chapters, but she is still important. I just want to go home. Please help me. And then right here, the king says, I will lead you to the door that will take you back home, but it's your own task to walk through it. So that's our new objective. Well, objective number 1 is to get back to our human body. Objective number 2 is to get back home. And to do that, we're going to have to find the Great Wizard and find all these things that help open the door. This chapter is really long. There's a lot of stuff to do. And on top of that, it's this huge island we have to explore. And then on top of that, there's a new feature where you can change seasons. Summer, fall, winter, and spring. And there's different stuff to do in every season. So essentially, you have to look at every single map in summer, fall, winter, and spring to make sure you're not missing anything. So there's a lot of stuff to do in this chapter, and it's going to be really hard to record for because there's so much walking back and forth. But I think I have it planned out in the way that's not going to waste as much time. As you saw there too, we can now speak their language and understand them, but we still can't understand their writing, which is going to kind of play hand in hand with some of the puzzles in this chapter. Now it's time for the procedure. Are you afraid of heights? Depends on the height. Take her upstairs immediately. Where are you taking me? Where are you going? What are you going to do to me? So this procedure they're talking about, that's not going to make us transform back into a human. We actually don't get to do that until the very end of this chapter, but it is going to give us arms and legs to kind of walk around. And here we meet the Dr. Palantras. Palantras. I think that's his name. And yeah, he's just a giant flying monster, I guess. Good day, my name is Pollen, and I'm your doctor today at your humble service. Okay, I'm just going to paraphrase this part too because we still have a lot of dialogue to get through. So this guy's a doctor, and keep this guy in mind because he's actually pretty important for the rest of the game. And again, he's a good guy. He's out to help us, so just keep that in mind. And he's actually going to take us, I guess, to his home. And he calls himself the Beast, but again, he's a nice guy. So now that we're at this guy's home, he's got this pink water, which that's actually going to help cure us. And what this water is how they explain it is... Wait, how do they explain it? It's got the blood of the king of the first reality. And I guess that just makes a healing water. He's going to go over it now. I'll go slow enough through the dialogue where you can read it if you want to. Great Volocos. Haven't you heard about the 5 realities? He is the king of the first reality. Okay, yeah, he's the king of the first. Long time ago, he was at war with the darkness, and one day he fell. He fell so badly his heart was broken. He was all alone. But he came to Ithersta. By the way, this reality that we're in right now, it's called Ithersta, and his blood made the water pink. That is why it's so pure. It's a very long story indeed. You know, it is a lot to explain. It's definitely a lot to explain, but as soon as I open up that book that I have in my inventory, I could talk a little bit more about it. Just know that Velikos, he was the king of the first reality. His blood's in this water, and there's a great darkness. It's the thing that's chasing Franbo, the thing with the goat head. And this doctor right here, he's saying that it's bad for Franbo to be in this reality because she kind of left the door behind her open. And because she left that door behind her open, anything can now come here, which includes that great darkness. And I think that pretty much covers everything I want to explain. When you travel to Ithersta, you open the door between your reality and ours, and with this door open, unexpected creatures can also enter our reality, which is what I just explained. Okay. So keep in mind right here, it says that this is the second reality. The first reality is owned by Volocos. And I think Franbo's reality is the third reality. And as far as I know, we never really come in contact with the fourth reality. But near the end of the game, we're going to be in the fifth reality. Oh my gosh. I don't even know if I'm making sense right now. It's like such a 180. If you played the first 2 chapters and then you played this one, there's just so much weird stuff going on now. It's much more like whimsical. It's much more like fairy tale-esque. But I definitely like chapter 3. Wow, I feel like a beautiful tree. I have leaves. Glad you like it. I told you we would fix it. This water is magical. It can fix anything. Right here, too, this is kind of sad, but Franbo asks if this water will fix her parents. But that's not the case. This water can't fix them. They're already dead. You are the best doctor I've ever had. You are fluffy and beautiful. I had another doctor before. His name was Dr. Dern, but he was an evil old man. And then right here, the doctor says... An old man, I bet he wasn't that bad. Maybe he was just following the rules, which that little bit of dialogue is actually quite important, so keep that in mind. Okay, finally, back to the castle. I think we're almost done with the dialogue, so just bear in there. Or bear with me. Here we are again. Show Zyre the king. What a nice Ethersthenes you've become. Okay, back to the castle. And you know what? Before I end this video too, after I get through this dialogue, I'll do like a brief summary of the island and then I'll kind of show the village off. Just to get it out of the way. Let me see what a great Ethersthenes you've become. Thank you, King Sir. The doctor is incredible. He made magic with the water. But he is sad. He told me many things, but I didn't quite understand. Don't worry, Palintrax will be fine. I know the reasons. But we have some problems to solve. But that's nothing you should worry about. Okay. So now that we can walk around again, our next objective is going to be to find this great wizard. The great wizard is going to be on the mountain, which I'll show off in this video briefly. And then what this wizard is going to have us do is track 5 different things all over this mountain to help him open the door for us. And it's just walking around this island back and forth, doing all this stuff. So usually I've been splitting up chapters into 2 videos, but I'll probably make this chapter 3 or 4 videos just because of how long it is. But I'll try to make it fast like I always do. Okay, are we done? I think we're done with the dialogue now. Okay, got the purse back. And, oh, by the way, the pills. We don't have the pills in this chapter. The pills is going to be substituted for that season-changing thing that I explained a little bit earlier. So instead of going into that horror vision, it's just going to be different seasons. Okay, finally. Here's the library. We're not going to have access to that yet. We'll come back there in probably the next video. And let me just find that little map of this village. And I'll kind of talk about everything briefly. So take a look at this picture right here. And this is going to be where we started the chapter in this little island. There's a boat that goes back and forth. Right here is going to be the village. Here's the castle. Here's the island where the doctor lives. And here's the mountain where the wizard's going to be. And then there's also a little forest right here. So a lot of stuff to do. And this is the little village. Actually, not everybody in this village serves importance. You can talk to pretty much everybody. But some of these guys, they serve no purpose whatsoever. Like this big ant right here, I don't think he ever really serves any sort of purpose as far as the puzzles go. You know what? Let's take care of this guy right now. So this guy, he gives you golden coins if you can beat him in tic-tac-toe. It's just a standard game of tic-tac-toe. You don't get any penalty for losing. You just have to win 4 times. It doesn't have to be in a row either. You just have to win 4 times all together. And you don't have to do it at the beginning of the chapter. You can really do it whenever you need to. You just need 4 golden coins for this chapter. So let's just go ahead and take care of that in this video. As if this video was not already boring enough. What are the rules? It's just tic-tac-toe. And I mean, he's pretty easy to beat. Just kind of keep an eye out. They don't make it too easy, but they definitely make it easy enough where you can win. All right, we go first. Let's go in the middle. Okay, let's go. Where am I going? I think this one's going to be a tie. Okay. Go in the center. Okay, let's go. Let me think here for a second. How can I fool this guy? Let's go right here. All right, there we go. Okay, so just do something like that. I don't have to explain this. You guys know how to play tic-tac-toe. In fact, I'm just going to cut the video right here. In between videos, though, I'll get the other 3 golden coins. And then for the next video, it's going to have more stuff to do. I'll start getting to the puzzles in the next video. So what I'll do is I'm going to be playing Franbo. I'll probably make 1 video a week for now. I don't really have any other games to play. But if you guys have any suggestions for games, like puzzle games, anything you want me to do on this channel, you can leave suggestions too, because I don't really know what to play right now. I do like apps, though. They're just the easiest to record for me. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and thank you for watching.